Be brave, big fella. Last few weeks of Dad's life, his grandson Ethan inspired him with this statement, and now I find myself saying it to help me get through this. Charles Roger Trapp, as we all know him, Roger, Dad, or Papaw. Dad's life revolved around four things: family, church, military, and basketball. Dad learned from his parents at an early age hard work, sacrifice, and putting family first. Roger returned the favor to his parents right to the end, always making sure to make time to see them or spend time with them. Going back even farther, Dad's childhood was spent with what would be his lifelong best friend, his brother Randy. Running the streets of Ripley, these two might have started out with Dad being Randy's traveling babysitter, but as they grew older, these two would be rarely far apart. Early morning paper routes, cleaning the baseball park, picking blackberries for Grandma on Ripley Hill, or just playing baseball on Catherine Street. Even the last month of his dad's life, Randy would be by Dad's side. Dad's hard work started in the 6th grade. From Dad's and Randy's paper route to Richie's to Kroger's, he rarely took a day off. Dad lived with pride, passion, and courage. He rarely met a stranger and could talk to anyone. A few years back, Mom and Dad went on a 2-month trip vacation to Maui. As Mom would tell it, Dad would walk down to the beach daily, sit on a bench, and talk to strangers. Can only imagine the stories Dad was telling to those unsuspecting strangers. From the beginning, Dad was born in and around the church. Dad took Catholic school education from St. Michael's and took it into the world. From being a proud member of the Knights of Columbus, to St. Michael's, to St. Mary's, St. Bernadette, to IHM. Dad never missed a weekend service. In addition, Dad found a way to pass on the church to his kids through their Catholic school education. Air Force. Even though Dad rarely talked about his time in Vietnam and the Air Force, we all knew how much it meant to him. Maybe nothing would upset Dad more when people disrespect the military or the flag. Maybe nothing made Dad happier and embodied what he stood for or believed in than basketball. Even before us kids were born, he became a season ticket holder and UCAT supporter at the University of Cincinnati. But Dad just wasn't a sit-in-the-stands fan. Instead, our family somehow became part of the behind-the-scenes support staff. From Coach Pirtle, Yates, Dudley, Ramsey, and Huggins, our family grew lifelong friendships with players, coaches, athletic trainers, and staff. But that was just a start. Dad passed his knowledge and love of basketball to his kids and grandkids. Even while working 60-plus hour weeks, Dad never missed a game. Not only did he not miss a game while I was in high school, but he drove the team to all the road games. Once in college, I just assumed Dad would not be able to make most of my games. Boy, was I wrong. Dad missed one game in 4 seasons. We'll never forget my sophomore season at Marietta when we were playing John Carroll in Cleveland, and it was near blizzard-like conditions. Looked up to see no Dad or Mom, so just assumed they decided not to come. But boy, was I wrong again. As late in the first half, I hear Dad's voice saying, "Craig, shoot the ball." That was his favorite thing to yell at me. After us kids were done playing, Dad didn't stop. He would go to some game that he knew no one, just to watch the game he loved. And even the last month, when he was so sick, I would go over nightly to see him, and he would have on a basketball game. And he was still telling me what the players were doing wrong and what they were doing right. Even though Dad is gone, he will not be forgotten. His lasting effect can be seen in each of us. Mom, 47 plus years of marriage, the good, the bad times, I never heard him say anything but how much he loved you. Mom now loves basketball just as much as Dad did. Just ask Mom about UConn women's basketball, and she will light up just as Dad did when he talked about his kids. The last 2 weeks, I was lucky enough to take Dad out twice. First, I took him out by myself. We had planned the night before that I'd pick him up at 11, go get his haircut, take him to Red Lobster for lunch. Well, I got over to Dad's about 5 minutes late, and he was all ready with a jacket, walker, and he made sure he let me know that I was late. Once out of Red Lobster, all Dad wanted to talk about was once he was gone that we had to take care of Mom. No matter how I changed the subject, he would always come back 5 or 6 more times to say, take care of Mom. The last time went out, it was supposed to be Matt, Dad, and I going to lunch at the casino and a little slots play for Dad. But Dad insisted that Mom come with us. He must have known that would be his last time out and didn't want Mom to miss it. We had a great lunch, and Dad was his normal joking self, even giving the waitress a hard time. Once gambling, I kept coming back to check on Dad, and each time he was smiling and carrying on conversations with a stranger. And before we left, he even made sure us boys had one last picture together. Vernita. Out of the 3 of us kids, Vernita is the closest to Dad's personality. He gave her a gift of gab and the ability to talk to anyone, anywhere, about anything. Matt, his baby. Without a doubt, Dad's favorite. Matt got Dad's work ethic, mechanical ability, giving spirit, and loving father. Craig. Love of sports, food, and country music. My favorite time with Dad was 5 years ago. We were able to take Dad to Vegas for a big fight weekend guys trip. Matt, Dad, Mitch, and I had a fun-filled weekend that I will never forget. Let's just say that 5-day trip was the fondest memories I have of our relationship. Just wish I had more time to do it all over again. Grandkids, we see Dad in all 4 of you. Even though Papa is no longer here to watch and guide you, he will be watching down and taking care of you. Nearly 72 years sounds like a long time, but we all just wish we had a few more with the best friend, brother, husband, father, and Papa. Thanks for all the hard work, sacrifices, and love that you gave us all. Sure, you will be watching over us and can still hear you saying, be brave, big fella.